Former Philippine Airlines President Jaime Bautista will head the Transportation Department under the Marcos administration. Meanwhile, ex-DA Secretary Manny Piñol will be the Food Security Advisor to incoming National Security Advisor Clarita Carlos. Eateries and some fast food chains are now limiting their chicken meal offerings amid tight supply of poultry. Domestic workers in the capital region will enjoy a 1,000 peso increase in their monthly salaries. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. Former Philippine Airlines President Jaime Bautista is the latest addition to President-elect Bongbong Marcos's cabinet as the incoming Transport Secretary. Incoming Communications Secretary Trixie Cruz Angeles said former LRT Authority Deputy Administrator Cesar Chavez has been designated as Transport Undersecretary for Rails. Chavez was appointed as DOTR-USEC by outgoing President Duterte, but resigned in 2017 after a series of technical glitches at the MRT-3. Rounding out the latest appointees to the transport sector are Attorney Cheloy Garafil as LTFRB Chairman and Christopher Pastrana as General Manager of the Philippine Ports Authority or PPA. Meanwhile, outgoing Labor Secretary Bebot Bello will be the next chairman of the Manila Economic and Cultural Office, and Cabinet Secretary Carlo Nograles has been renominated as chairman of the Civil Service Commission. Eateries and fast food chains are running low on chicken as the high cost of feeds affect production output. Shyla Francisco with the report.
Aling Weng lost over half of her customers in her chicken stall at the Kalayaan Talipapa market. This as prices of chicken went up to 220 pesos per kilo from just around 180 pesos per kilo in May.
Wala na po kaming kinikita talaga ngayon sa sobrang taas ng manok. Pag hindi namin tatasan ang namin, wala po kaming kita. Paano yung na pwesto?
Customers are also trying to make do with what little budget they have.
Kung ano lang yung packet na nasa akin na available na pera ko, pinagkakasya ko lang po siya. Kasi malayo pa po yung sweldo eh.
Kung mamalengke ako yung pang one day na, and then kung may matitira man, is yun na, leftovers na siya for next day. Tapos ang gagawin ko lang is, dagdag na lang ng ulam kinabukas siguro, gulay or kahit itlog.
The United Broilers Racers Association said that racers reduced their production in anticipation of lower demand after the elections. The high cost of inputs such as feeds are also affecting their production. Because of low quality feeds, sizes of chicken and choice cuts are now smaller.
Mas kukunti yung supply, mas mahal, mas pangit ang quality. Kasi kung mapipilitan ka dahil kukunti nga yung supply, papatulan mo yung hindi ka masyadong kampante para lang maitawid mo yung alaga mo.
Some carinderias are now reducing their chicken dishes, but it's not just the small eateries that are struggling.
We also tried ordering chicken via delivery, but as it turns out, in this specific branch, all of their chicken meals are unavailable. This is also the situation in their other branches and also in other restaurants.
In some restaurants, both single and bucket orders of chicken are not available. Some, meanwhile, serve only smaller-sized chicken dishes. In a statement, Resto PH says it may be a supply problem, as other restaurants scramble to buy chicken that meet their specifications. McDonald's Philippines shared the same sentiment, but clarified that only select branches have problems with their chicken products. They also note increased demand. Jollibee has the same challenges, but they assured customers that they will replenish stock soon. Despite the struggles of these fast food chains and that of consumers, the Agriculture Department is still not calling it a shortage.
Doon sasabihin po natin na medyo manipis yung ating supply dahil nga doon nagbukas ang merkado. Doon pa lang sa pag-adjust ng demand, medyo na late yung supply.
They are now monitoring if supplies will increase in the coming months as some racers try to expand production. The DA and producers are set to meet on Friday to discuss how the government can help the private sector increase production and address supply concerns. Shaila Francisco, we are One News.
One News Now will be back with more stories after this quick break. Keep it here. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. One businessman in Batangas is using an eco-friendly alternative mode of transport, a hack to save on costs amid rising fuel prices. Jenny Dongon with his story.
No gas, no problem. Rice seller RJ Marfa has thought of a way to deliver items without using fuel as oil prices continue to soar. That is through an improvised solar-powered cart. Aside from being solar-powered, it also made out of recycled materials. RJ, who hails from Tanawan, Batangas, said he bought this for 50,000 pesos from a friend who installs solar panels.
Doble ang minahal compare dito sa solar na hindi mo na rin kailangan saksak sa kuryente. Unlike nung ibang e-bike, ipa-plug mo pa sa outlet, babayad ka pa rin sa electric bill. Ito, papark mo lang sa initan.
In terms of speed, the solar-powered cart could go as fast as an ordinary tricycle. It can also be used like a power bank.
Pag brownout, ino-offer ko to sa mga tao dito. Kung gusto nila magpa-charge, dala lang sila ng kable, Pwede mag-charge ng gadgets, cellphone. Pero kung daytime and then peak hours, sunlight, siguro habang may araw, maghapon, magagamit mo siya. Continuous charging while running.
To get it fully charged, it has to be exposed to sunlight for 3 to 4 hours. RJ is confident that he will be able to use the cart for at least 10 years.
Lifetime na huwag lang mababasag, yung mababato. Pagtagal kasi, medyo nababa na yung harvesting niya, efficiency. May nagwa-warranty kasi nito, 10 years Ibig sabihin, guaranteed na 10 years. Within 10 years, minimum magagamit mo siya.
RJ is just one of many Filipinos who resort to using alternatives with oil prices still on the rise. For News 5, Jenny Dongon, We Are One News.
Barangay Ginebra coach Tim Cone will be joining the Miami Heat Summer League coaching staff next month. Marty Bautista with the story.
Big-time opportunities just keep on coming for Barangay Ginebra coach Tim Cone. Right after getting announced as an official member of the Gilas coaching staff, the legendary coach has been tapped by the Miami Heat as an assistant for the NBA Summer League this year. He will be second fiddle to Heat Summer League coach Malik Allen. Allen has been an assistant to Heat head coach Eric Spoelstra since 2019. Cone, the winningest PBA tactician with 24 titles, is good friends with Philam coach Spoelstra. However, he says Coach Spo will not be involved with the Heat Summer League activities.
Honestly, this is like a bucket list. I'm going to be able to go, you always, as I've said, you see from the TV or even when you go to an NBA game, you see all that stuff on the court. And then they leave the court and you wonder what the heck is going on in that locker room. I've always had that in my mind, wondering, and for the first time I might get a small preview of what goes on in that locker room. And that to me is the most exciting.
Coach Tim also quickly dispelled rumors that he will leave the PBA for good after this coaching gig. He explained that becoming a coach in the NBA is not easy, even for him who's been in the business for decades.
Someone said, well, maybe he's going to get a job with it. There is nothing, absolutely nothing. This is truly a guest coaching thing. I'm not being paid. I'm not, I'm coming home. 4 games, I'm coming home. And I'll be happy to get home and I'll be happy to do my own thing.
Assistant coach Richard Del Rosario will take over for the Gin Kings as Cone is set to miss 4 games while in Miami. He's expected to be back in the bench in Ginebra's last 2 elimination games. The Gin Kings believe that even without a head coach for the meantime, they'll do just fine.
We're in good hands. Hindi naman kami basta-basta iiwan ni Coach Tim ng, syempre, for us siguro we need to help him kasi habang wala siya, sana makakuha kami ng more wins as much as possible. Mas maganda yung balik niya sa amin.
The Summer League will run from July 2 to 17 in San Francisco, Salt Lake City, and Las Vegas. The Heat are set to play 5 games, beginning with the LA Lakers. For News 5, Marty Bautista, We Are One News.
And here's a quick look at today's other top stories. Former Agriculture Secretary Manny Peñol will serve as Food Security Advisor to incoming National Security Advisor Clarita Carlos. Peñol says he has submitted recommendations on how to address the country's looming food crisis. Several groups will be staging a protest action over at the Liwasang Bonifacio in Manila in time for President-elect Bongbong Marcos's inauguration on June 30. Joining this rally are Bayan, Piston, Kilusang Mayo Uno, and Kadamay. The group said they want the government to immediately address soaring oil prices and rising food costs. And the NCR Wage Board has approved a 1,000 peso wage increase for domestic workers. This raises their monthly minimum wage rate to 6,000 pesos. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.